Today, I'll be taking a look at DuckTales number 5 by Dynamite. It's been a little while since the last issue I reviewed, but I'm back now, and hopefully we'll be able to get more reviews out on a more regular basis. This issue will wrap up the four corners of your world. Hopefully the arc will end on a high note. So it's written by Brandon Montclair, with art by Tommaso Ronda, with the main cover being done by Ivan Bigarella. Okay, so we immediately where the last issue left off, with Scrooge, Huey, Dewey, and Louie in the library looking at newest map that they acquired. And after a bit of arguing and discussing, Huey, Dewey, and Louie realize that this little adventure that Scrooge has set them on was something that he had set up in the first place. And then we get the flashback part of the comic called Uncle Scrooge and Help Wanted, which is where we find out that the treasure they've been searching for is the money bin, where we get to see the completion of the money bin, as well as also Scrooge tossing in the very first coin, where then he returns to the McDuck Manor and he hires Duckworth. And the cool thing is that there is almost no dialogue for this entire little flashback. It's done. That's a sign of good storytelling. And then we cut to the present where we see Huey, Dewey, and Louie realize, after cooling down a bit, that Uncle Scrooge was actually trying to teach them something. And that this whole adventure was actually an elaborate way of teaching them a lesson. And as they search through McDuck Manor, we get a barrage of cameos from Duckworth, Mrs. Beakley, Doofus Drake, Bubba the Cave Duck, Webby, Gyro Gearloose, Gizmo Duck, and Launchpad. Before the boys realize where Scrooge probably is, and they head to the money bin, which is where the original map had led them to in the first place, tying it all together. Because the greatest treasure in Duckburg, as well as also the thing that holds the most treasure in Duckburg, is the money bin. After hesitating for a bit, Huey, Dewey, and Louie all try jumping off the diving board into the money bin, only to seriously injure themselves. And then Scrooge bursts out of the money, just like how a dolphin jumps out of water. And Scrooge imparts a little bit of more wisdom on the boys. Back in his office, Scrooge continues to explain to the boys his philosophy to get more, and that's how you become the biggest, chasing the bigger, better thing. And that's how Scrooge became the richest duck in the world. As he pretends to take a nap, Huey, Dewey, and Louie for what adventures might be awaiting them in the future. Huey, Dewey, and Louie sleeping, we see the caption shows that Scrooge's real greatest treasure is Huey, Dewey, and Louie during his adventures. And with that, the four corners of your world storyline comes to an end. The storyline is pretty good, issues 1 through 5. Because this issue is a conclusion to a storyline and is tying up all the plot threads, it wouldn't work as a one-off contained issue. You wouldn't be able to just pick this issue up and read it on its own. You would have to have the previous 4 issues. On that note, I will say that it does a pretty good job of wrapping up the various plot threads from the first 4 issues, as well as also setting things up to where the next arc will go. Though I know that a lot of people may find the twist that happens to be very unsatisfying, as well as also anticlimactic. A lot of classic DuckTales episodes often tended to end with the character not getting what they wanted, but instead learning a life lesson instead, more valuable than what they originally wanted. Which is how this story ends. If you prefer the more them going on adventures and finding treasure, as opposed to the more not getting what they want and learning a life lesson, I can see a lot of people not liking it. I still did enjoy the issue. The art continues to be a standout. Pretty cool panel layouts, as well as also the flashback parts are all great too. Probably my main criticism, not just this issue, but of the DuckTales run by Dynamite so far, is Scrooge's lack of Scottish isms and old-timey phrases. Because here he's just talking like an American would. He's not talking like Duck from Scotland. We don't get any of his classic sayings and phrases. And Huey, Dewey, and Louie are supposed to call him Unca Scrooge. But in the comic they call him Uncle Scrooge, which is wrong. It is weird how they can nail some things perfectly, but other things that should be a layup, they end up completely missing. While it may sound like I'm being negative, I actually did enjoy this issue and the arc as a whole. And I will say though, if you haven't been buying along, it'd probably be better if you wait till the trade paperback comes out. It may not have been the ending I wanted, but it does wrap up this storyline in a neat bow and gets us excited for the future. Well, hopefully the wait won't be as long, but till next time, see ya.